How's it going today, guys? I wanted to take a moment. This is probably one of my first videos that I've created um, to talk and discuss my mission, but I'm just going to go right into it. I probably need to create a video of how I look at spirituality and how it should flow into the rest of my life to find your fit, find your balance. So, but what I wanted to talk about is self reflection, and it's like something that's kind of scary, kind of looking to yourself, looking within, and seeing like what's going on. It's not to say to place blame or uh, I'm a fuck up. It's nothing like that. It's not what it's intended to be. Like I'm a winner. The goal is to kind of look within. So, and you don't need an hour to kind of find what that looks like too. So, and that's the rat race, right? It's just like, and I feel that sometimes. So, like, I'll get up early so I can spend more time to do things like this, even to create this video. And in the evening, I'm guilty as anyone. I have my favorite shows, but I still try to carve out enough time, and I could carve out more. And I look at that. I make sure that I have time at the end of the day, so that I could see some of those see some of those issues and concerns too. So and it doesn't need to be anything uh, uh, like a meditation type ritual. You know, being in this is being mindful, being meditative obviously can help, but even to get started with this only takes a little bit of time. I feel like night before, spend a couple minutes, at least 5 minutes, and the morning of. And what that can do is, and you don't need anything. You could logging this and journalizing this can help because you can go back and you could see what's going on. But I promise you, if you have like somewhere that you have 5 things that you want to achieve, you can go through your day, um, and at the end of the day, reflect on the day and do a quick scan of it. You don't have to spend, like I said, it's a 14, 15 hour day. By the time you go to sleep, spend that time just kind of reflecting what worked and what didn't work. What were the obstacles that come into play? This is just being consciously aware. And then you go into it and don't beat yourself up. You're appreciative, you're thankful for all the movement that you made towards that. Even if you were thinking of moving towards that goal and it didn't happen, you like I'm at least appreciative and thankful that it came across, even if I did push it off for something else. But I'm gonna set intentions and moving towards that, because action is how we bring our thoughts into fruition and be quite the catalyst. So, and as you reflect on your day, you know, and doing this check-in, and that's pretty much what it is. You can do this quick check-in, and at the end of the night, and just reflect, um, and then make that scan for the day, and then think about your intentions for the next day too. So um and and it allows you to understand and get in touch with yourself, your emotions, your value systems, um and if things set you off and make you angry, make you think about the reason why. Is it important? Did you feel like you needed to do that? Did it serve you? Like, if whatever that emotion was, like I said, just sit with it. Don't get emotional. Don't tie emotions with it. But that can be something that's incredibly uh, powerful. So, and and self reflection isn't so much about fixing who and what you are. It's about noticing who and what you are and being aware of that. Like I said, we use that word. We notice, pay attention. When you put attention on something, the more aware and more mindful we are in our current moments, the more intentional we become for everything that we do because we're not distracted with our adult thoughts. So, and it does help you react better. So here's a few questions um, uh, that you can start asking um, yourself, like in the morning, so that you can start to kind of touch base on those things too, and just um, like whether you're journaling or whether you're having a cup of coffee or just before you up and you like you open your laptop and there's things like what can I do to bring to be more aware in of achieving my goals. So, and being more attentive to that. So, and as we do that, you start to think about it and like, what can I like? What are the things that I'm not going to allow to distract me from that? And it's some of you will start to notice some of those emotions, and maybe you might feel obligated. So sometimes you're trying to achieve something, then you start like, I feel like I need to do this for someone else. Then you're more aware of that, and just you start to think like, if it doesn't serve you, then possibly you can't do it. Um, and and then you start to, because you want to serve and you want to help people, maybe you think of other ways to help that person. Just like, here's a solution that I might have for you too. So um, so as you begin to slow down and you be more efficient in your day to day, and this is what it's more about. It's not about speed. Speed leads to crashing, you know, um, and it's not meant to be more literal, and but it's it's a real interpretation of of um, of being of being aware and being in touch with yourself, so you can serve a greater purpose. Doesn't matter if it's in your current job, if you're moving towards something, transitioning to different careers. It is really important. Like, we're not machines, you know. And if and we really, at the end of the day, there's no limits in potential that what we can become, because that's more of a scarcity type mindset. So you have to think in abundance and attention towards that, and being bold with that. The only way to do that is to get a better understanding of who and what we are. So just practice some of these things, and like I said, this isn't meant to be a perfect exercise. And but the more intent you put behind just self reflecting, the better you're going to be. All right, take care.